All right, guys, day 74. I'm looking at the weather real quick. It's about 5 a.m. in the morning, and I just want to do the simulator real quick. And I'm looking at that. It closes up, and we got till like 1 o'clock. But this is all good because the green, yellow we can do. It's that orange right there at the end, and that's like 5 o'clock tonight. So we need to get going. Set our chart up.
Let her rip.
Tater chip. We got to get going. So first thing I do, fire up the Garmin's, fire up the autopilot, turn on the radar, and then we're ready. And then I'll go down and Hope kind of has a mind of her own. So. Release the front lines, and then come back, hit the rear lines, and just walk on the boat. Yeah. All right, perfect. The myth, the legend.
I can't believe it's almost over. How close we are.
I thought it was over yesterday.
Yeah.
I looked at it. If we do this marina hop thing, we got about 4 more. That's it. All right, my front end's coming over, so I'm going to go hit the thruster. I have a boat right next to me, so I got to be careful. That wind's going to push me.
Pull that up. Pull it over.
All right, I got it. Looks like he's on. I'm just gonna thrust over, straighten out the front end. Going straight out. So just some forward and reverse. Gotta clear these boats. It's a good stop. It was easy in and out of the marina. So let's say goodbye to this marina. This is an easy in and out too. The bar was super easy. Big for big ships to come in here. So easy for us to get in and out of. Easy to get fuel. This was an easy stop. As our last fuel stop, we won't put any more fuel on the boat. So again, my little secret I got my chart zoomed in. I'm just gonna follow my path out for night driving here. And I'm on autopilot. So I'm already just got my autopilot engaged, and I will follow the chart. I've just zoomed way in on my chart, and I'll just follow my own line out. So there's no question of where I'm at in the channel or the ship, anything. Turn this radar on now. Spin up our radar. And I just follow, like I said, I'll just follow my line out of here. Chief's cleaning up all the lines, picking up all the buoys. That's where we got fuel yesterday, I think. So that was the Coos Bay Coast Guard talking about the bar. coming in. That's how close we are. We're about 70 miles from the California-Oregon border, and that's basically where we're going today. It's about a 70-mile run. And technically, from here on out, we can stop the boat anytime and get off and head home. The owner does want us, we do have a place where we're gonna meet the owner if the weather lets us, and we're gotta take the boat to its final destination. But it's all weather related right now, if we can get, how far we can get and what we can do in the next few days. Like I said, I've got somewhere to be on July 6th. I've got to fly to Miami. And then on the 7th, I fly to Costa Rica with my kids. I do a family vacation every year, and this year we're going to take the kids to the grandkids to Costa Rica. So I've got to say goodbye. And then on the 15th, I've got to be in Michigan. So I've got to pretty much be done with this one for a little while. We're going to go meet Mike and Pam. Getting excited about that, actually. So right there is where we got fuel yesterday. Today should be a fairly decent run. I don't see any. This all looks really, really good today. So it should be a run about the way we finished up yesterday's run. And the reason we're breaking these up into these day trips, these 100 to 70 mile day trips, I don't have the weather. If I had the weather just to go finish this and get it over this where we're going, we would just go as 24/7 to get there.
Oh yeah.
We're only like literally an overnighter to get where we need to go, especially when we leave Crescent City. But the weather is too tricky. This is the most dangerous. They're all dangerous. I don't want to take anything away from. We just got super lucky with our weather. But this is the Pacific of the Graveyard. That's the nickname of where we're heading, and there's a reason for it. It's like a beautiful morning out here, Chief. Mm-hmm. Chief, I wish that was our speed all the time.
Wow. 12.7. Yeah, that's.
A lot of current coming out of here.
We are getting pushed.
Chief, look at that tide just ripping. Look right. That's freaking crazy right there. You do not want to be in that right there. "13 miles an hour, Chief.
Yeah.
Another 3 miles an hour, you know we're up on plane, right?"
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on here. Look at that current. Wow. That's crazy. Man, that was crazy. There's so much different currents and stuff going on right there. Absolutely crazy. You can feel it in the boat too. A lot of people don't underestimate these working windshield wiper blades on a boat. It's freaking huge. I didn't even think about it. The owner had them put on, and I was like, wow. That's a good call. Hang on, Chief. Oh. Hang on, Chief. Bam. Take it right down the center. Can't see it, but there's a big ship coming in too. You can see him on the radar right there.
There's actually two of them now.
Damn.
Looks like there's a little boat right here.
Where?
Oh, it's that thing. It's showing up on the radar right there.
Chief, I need to get all your poison off the boat here. Man, it's a foggy morning.
Yeah, very fun.
Chief, I want to see a whale tail. I see some big old orca freaking. I gotta get back in a fighting weight, Chief.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see the little princess here.
Little pudding pop.
Beep beep, pudding pop.
Cuddle kitten. I am
I
smitten.
gotta tell you, the Pacific is definitely more challenging, more interesting, more. There's been a lot on the Pacific, and then when you get up here on this side, it seems to be getting even more interesting.
It also could be that you've never have this is
Yeah,
like
this
territory.
is. Yeah, this is. Once we got past San Francisco, this is all new. I haven't done this boating before, so it's kind of cool. I like doing new things. So you don't know what you don't know. Now you know. Chief asked the question: can you use a Saxton in this kind of fog? Today, what a difference a day makes, Chief.
Yeah. Well,
Now we're out here.
still a little shell shock.
And we're watching a movie, getting ready to watch Wolf of Wall Street. Making about a 6-7 hour run, about 70 miles. Anyway, no, you cannot, because you got to be able to see the full end of the horizon, if that makes sense. You have to. And one of the other reasons we cannot run 24/7, every day we see fishing gear out.
Fishing line.
Yeah, there's fishing gear out here, so this is the waters are definitely more. You have to be more alert, and we've passed probably 6 sets of crab traps already this morning. Gail is
It's not a girl's name.
Yes, Chief. That's why. I mean, our window today was very short. You can already see the wind starting to increase and the conditions. But by 1 o'clock, we definitely want to be tied off. And this side has been a lot more challenging, and we may be parked here for a few days. I hope it's a better marina. We'll have to make the determination when we get there. But I do think we can make one more possibly run in these conditions, but we don't need to. We're not going to be out there in 40 knot gale winds.
Marine information broadcast. Should listen channel 1022, channel 22 Alpha. Out. All stations. This is United States Coast Guard Sector on Blue Bay. United States Coast Guard Sector on Blue Bay. United States Coast Guard Sector on Blue Bay. Break. Coastal waters forecast for Northwest California National Weather Service, Eureka, California. 2:52 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Friday, June 27, 2025. Waters from Point St. George to Point Arena, now 60 nautical miles. Synopsis for Northern California waters. Northerly winds will gradually increase and spread north on Friday and through the weekend. Gale force gusts will develop across the southern waters Friday afternoon through late Friday night. Gale conditions will then spread into northern outer waters Saturday afternoon through Sunday. Steep seas are expected to propagate into the northern inner waters Saturday afternoon with a tightened pressure gradient early next week. Conditions will remain hazardous with strong to gale force, northerly winds, gusts, and steep to very steep seas across the coastal waters through much of the upcoming next week. Point St. George came in to sea 10 nautical miles today. North winds 5 to 10 knots becoming northwest, 10 to 15 knots this afternoon. Seas 4 foot wave detail northwest 3 foot at 5 seconds and west 3 foot at 9 seconds. patchy dense fog this morning. Point St. George to Cape Mendocino, 10 to 60 nautical miles. Small craft advisory in effect from this evening through Saturday afternoon. Gale watch in effect from Saturday afternoon through Sunday morning. Today, northwest winds 10 to 15 knots rising to 15 to 20 knots this afternoon. Seas 5 foot wave detail, northwest 4 foot at 5 seconds and west 3 foot at 9 seconds. Cape Mendocino to Point Arena out 10 nautical miles. Small craft advisory in effect until 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time this afternoon. Gale watch gale warning in effect from 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time this afternoon through this evening. Today, northwest winds 20 to 25 knots rising to 25 to 30 knots with gusts up to 40 knots this afternoon. Seas 6 foot wave detail, northwest 6 foot at 6 seconds and northwest 2 foot at 9 seconds. Cape Mendocino to Point Arena 10 to 60 nautical miles. Small craft advisory in effect until 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time this afternoon. Gale warning in effect from 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time this afternoon through late tonight. Today, northwest winds 20 to 20 knot correction. Northwest winds 20 to 25 knots, rising to 25 to 30 knots with gusts up to 40 knots this afternoon. Seas 6 foot, wave detail northwest 6 foot at 5 seconds and northwest 2 foot at 9 seconds. Break.
All right, Chief, I'm gonna go turn the generator on. I think we need to do some laundry and we need to turn the heat on. It's freaking cold out. It's just misty, cold, I just walked outside for a second and it is freaking cold out there. No question about that. All right, let me go start it. So I just started a load of laundry. It's awful nice having a washer and dryer aboard. While we start running the generator, it's not just for heat. We try and do everything that we need to do while we have the generator running. And you never know, these marinas are hit and miss because they don't have the correct power for us. A lot of these are old marinas. Chief, this is gonna turn substantially worse quickly. And in our Coast Guard report there, I heard a lot of terminology, small craft advisory, gale.
That's the important word.
And that ain't your girlfriend. That is a gale force is what we dealt with yesterday. But you know, I'm not going out there intentionally going into a gale force winds. It's just not.
Sustained damage yesterday.
Yeah, it was bad. So we're not. We could be parked here. I think we might be able to make one more stretch before the big part of the storm hits. But we'll have to call the different marinas and see, because definitely in my opinion, again, this is my opinion, and I've talked to the owner of this yacht, and we both agree, the anchor for this boat is not big enough. So trying to anchor it, we've probably anchored 10 to 15 times, and it's just my opinion, it needs a heavier anchor. Like Southern Estate, when we set our anchor with Southern Estate, we were not moving. This boat, it seems like even over there at Newport, we got pulled up a couple times, and it's a heavy boat. I mean, it's over 100,000 pound boat when it's all wet, full of fuel and water and everything. It just requires, a bigger anchor. Jay, you saw gale force winds and storm warnings And now you see the sea start to build a little bit. Now we're not in those 1-footers anymore. We're in probably getting close to 2s now. And you're a little spooked. Let's turn her in. Let's head into the marina. Well, we got what? How many miles we got left today?
Like
16. Yeah, 16 miles. It's not too bad.
Quick lunch when we get in there. We'll eat a little bit later.
Later, and then just have the one meal maybe today.
Yeah. And have a snack tonight. I'm doing burritos for lunch today.
Oh, nice. What if this is a nice place to eat out?
Well, then maybe we'll go eat out. We'll have like 2 burritos tonight. If there's a place.
I will see.
Uh,
You never know. I was thinking of backing in, but now I want to pull in forward because we cleaned the starboard side of the boat. Now I want to clean the port side, and if we get stuck here for a night, I think it's the next marina where, I mean, just have to play these hour by hour now on these predictions, on these winds. And then we have a window, like the first second it really starts to clear up. So I don't want to do anything stupid. I'd rather do some boat projects. I've got an electrical issue that I'm dying to freaking gnaw at the chomp to get.
I'll try and get that.
Yeah, I want to get this. See if I can get this, the tachometer working. And then I still have not even tackled the upstairs helm, and it's cool enough now. It was just so hot in the Keys. Plus, I ran out of time. I've got a lot of work to do up in that helm up there. So, if we get tied up for a few days for weather, waiting out this weather, I'm gonna jump on some of these electrical projects. And then Doc did find us a slip, so we're gonna go meet him at that marina, and then we pick him up. This is looking like July 4th though, and I don't know how well that's gonna work. And I gotta fly out on the 6th. I hope we get to take it to its final destination, but I don't know.
If he wants me to stay with it, I will, but I'm ready to go. He wants me to go.
All stations, all stations, all stations. This is U.S. Coast Guard Sector Columbia River, U.S. Coast Guard Sector Columbia River, U.S. Coast Guard Sector Columbia River. Great. Relaying a Marine assistance request broadcast for a 20-foot orange Delori vessel with 01 persons on board, 5 nautical miles off Umpqua River. Any vessel desiring to assist them are invited to proceed to that location. If you are offering assistance, contact this unit and provide an estimated time of arrival. Great. This is U.S. Coast Guard Sector Columbia River, out.
It's amazing how fast this weather turns out here. We're in slick calm, 1 to 2 knots. Now we're approaching, 15 to 20 knots of wind. Seas are picking up. It happened fast. Chief, we got to get out of these conditions quickly. That's going to turn to red. You see the weather deteriorating. We got about an hour left.
How much time?
It's going to be right on the edge too. But we should be pulling in. Right now, we're actually turned the yacht. You can see we've turned the yacht into land. So we're going to get closer and it will calm down. Chief, when we get into the marina, and I know because there's always a lot going on, we never know what we're getting into. There's fog, the weather's picking up, wind is going to be howling. We're not used to docking the boat on the port side, so there's going to be a lot of different stuff happening. But one of us has got to remember to shut these wings off, because every time I go to dock the boat, it's always humid air when I'm not feeling what I should feel out of the controls. It's typically because I left the wings on, or I'm fighting the autopilot. Something's different, you know what I'm saying? Because the boat always handles the same. This is an easy boat to drive. You'd be surprised how easy it is. But when it's not turning and when it's not doing exactly what I want it to do, it's more than likely I told Doc he'll only make the mistake like once or twice. leaving those wings on when you're trying to dock, and you're not supposed to drive with them in reverse, because then they really start to fight you.
Yeah, because they're like scooping.
Yeah, they're scooping.
They'll probably actually steer you a little.
Yeah, they do. When I lose steerage, when it's not doing what I want it to do just by the motors, screw the freaking thruster, it's typically because I left the wings on. Well, here's the good news, Chief. Even if everything turned bad right now, and these winds even picked up a little more, we only have an hour of it today, and we don't have 6 hours of it like we did yesterday.
That was brutal.
What's amazing about yesterday, though, is we go from the most worst conditions of our lives to the best conditions in
all in a matter of 30 minutes.
Yeah, and each one of these points creates its own weather, it seems like, and so you got to be very careful with them, and that's how you cross them. These bars are every one of them is different.
They got my attention.
Yeah, mine too. So you can start to see it come into play here. We got our game plan. I don't believe this is a sandbar. I think it's just a protected harbor, so it should be a pretty easy in and out. But there are some rock formations here we got to pay close attention to. I see the buoy, Chief. You see it? That first one, the first red one?
Yeah, I see it.
And I'm just going to keep red right on my starboard side and just follow the red buoys in.
It's right here, right?
Yep. And then I see the second red one already too. Gee, remember what I said? What did I say?
Not sure.
Chief, we're pulling into the dock. Stabilizers.
Oh, turn stabilizers on. As soon as we hit that rock formation right there.
Yeah, I think when we hit super close
Get it
now.
and quit it.
There you go. See a boat over here, Chief.
Yeah, there's one over here too.
Where'd
Coming
you see
in
it?
hot.
Where's he?
I think that's a boat right there. Right over there. See it? Maybe.
Yeah.
It might not be.
Or maybe it's a jet ski.
There ain't no jet skis out here, Chief.
That's too cold.
Bombardier ain't out here.
It's too cold. Ooh, hang on. Cool little rock sitting out in the middle there. Now I can see they're in some type of a boat. We got another boat over here on our starboard. I'm gonna take those buoys right down the center. How's that sound? Right down the pipe chute.
Right down the pipsqueak. Oh, there's two.
Yeah, I would say this is one of the easiest entrances we came in. You see here the bell horn. Those are the two markers. I'm in 31 feet of water. I don't think I really have to worry about tides here. Yeah, so it's pretty easy. Where's that little boat? He's right here.
He'll get out of our way. I got
Chief's out there getting our lines ready. It's cold and windy. Little boat going out. This looks like it's going to be pretty small in here. right on the other side of that shrimp boat right there.
I just got the very rear to do, and then I'm done.
These say danger, there's rocks right here, so I'm gonna be careful. Very, very tight in here.
Going to the front now, going to the front. We've done this so many times now. It's almost easy.
Well, Chief, as usual, no power at the dock. I checked the there's just nothing there. It's not even good 110 power. The minute you try and turn anything on, it shoots down. So maybe they'll have an adapter and we can come in through the window. Yeah, see how we do. Anyway, guys, a nice run today. We're gonna look at tomorrow and see what's going on. This weather looks like it's coming in pretty fast and pretty hard. So we'll see. Chief, we got a little problem. I just found out, I went and checked the hydraulic fluid in our shifter because I noticed the RPM was high on our port engine. So I added some fluid, but I don't have a compressor to pump it back up. So we got to go see if we can find some type of compressor. So we're gonna move the boat because the 50 amp isn't working over here. Got Pete on the dock, got quite a bit of wind. But what I think I'm gonna do is, and then we also got a 110 adapter. A lot of good stuff happened in this town. It wouldn't be a bad town to get stuck in neither because I got a huge marine supply store right over here. I can buy anything I need for the boat. If I wanted to do work on a project, I can just walk right over there and grab anything I need. All right, Chief, let me know. You're gonna push. Yeah, just undo that bow line and then go to the stern. And then probably take that one off last. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. Make sure you live life with no regret. We got the boat moved over here and we actually got it washed. We washed the hull and it wasn't too bad. I did have a little problem with the thruster. So tomorrow we're gonna work on that along with a few other projects while we're waiting out some weather here. Anyway, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, live life with no regret. I do. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Bye.